We'll leave it to the Lions to get screwed by a referee call in a game they're not even in, as they obviously need Seattle to lose. A couple of calls really helped Seattle late, in my opinion, so let's talk about all of them. First, let's start off with the punt situation. Here's the situation. Before we talk about the call, we have to talk about the situation. Huge spot in this football game. 8.5 minutes left. It's a 4th down and 3. Seattle is now going to punt the ball back to the Rams, and it could be in decent field position as well. It's eventually going to get a call for a running into the kicker, but before I show you the play, I want to just go over once again what running into the kicker is. Here's what it says in the rulebook. It's actually incredibly simple. It's, very easy to tell if it's running into the kicker or not. It's actually kind of a black and white rule where if contacts the kicking foot of the kicker, even if the kicker is airborne when the contact occurs, that is part of it, or slides under the kicker, preventing him from returning both feet to the ground. So it's all about that foot, basically. It's about the kicking foot. That is the rule here. So now let's go over and show the play itself. So that's what we need to know is it's all about it's going to be about the right foot, as that is Michael Dixon. He is a right-footed punter, so watch his right foot. As you see, he's going to punt the football, and then look at when the contact is made. The right foot is on the ground. I mean, the argument of this being roughing the punter here, it's just impossible. It's not, or excuse me, running into the punter here. It's not possible. You can maybe argue roughing if you want to, but running into the kicker is just out of the question at this point. Okay, so then why did this call get made? How does such a bad call happen in this spot? Well, because, I guess if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Watch what Seattle's punter is going to do right here. Watch him wrap his left arm underneath and kind of just fall down, and that got the ref to assume that he did not give him. I'm assuming what happened was the ref felt like the punter did not have room to put his right foot down, and when he tried to put his right foot down, that's what caused him to fall down, which in that case, it would be running into the kicker, but what actually happened, it wasn't a penalty, and it allowed the Seahawks to keep the drive alive. They nearly got a touchdown out of it and ended up getting a game-tying field goal in a big spot. So just a tough blown call to go against the Rams, or a fortunate one if you're the Seahawks. But again, hey, it's football. Sometimes you get the breaks. And then we got to go over here. So very late in the game, as Seattle is, driving down the field, trying to see if they can get in field goal range, Geno Smith was running towards the sideline. And it's funny, I doubt many people remember this other than Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, which I am. There was a play maybe 10 years ago when he was with the Jets. Levante David hit him in a very similar way where he was on the sideline but running forward and got a foul. I hate these types of fouls. I think these should never be penalties because to me, Ramsey is just playing defense. I don't get what he's supposed to do here. Watch as Smith is running, and he's running up the sideline, right? He's gaining yards right here. I've paused it right now. This is the first point that he gets to the sideline and actually steps out. This is the moment that he is out, and you look and see how close Ramsey is to Smith. I mean, look, the contact happened literally right after that, and I gotta be honest, if that wasn't a big hit, I think that's not a foul. And if it was on a different sideline, if it was on the Rams sideline, I'm not sure if that's a foul. The reality is, if a quarterback is running up the sideline and they get hit and get knocked out of bounds, you can't call a foul on that. And yes, he was technically out of bounds before the contact. I think it might have been right at the contact, but it was so bang bang. Ramsey doesn't know that. And also, Smith kind of ran into Ramsey. Ramsey kind of just lowered the shoulder, but basically just stood there. I mean, Ramsey certainly did not move after Smith had stepped out of bounds. I don't know. To me, that's a bad 15-yard penalty. Not to mention later on, you saw DK Metcalf. He should have gotten a penalty for that. I mean, that's just, again, you could call it soft if you want to, but by rule, that's a penalty. And those have been very consistently called, and there was a ref watching it. So I'm assuming, I don't know if this is true. I feel like refs are always very wary on, they want to protect the quarterback, and so they don't want to then throw a flag on their wide receiver who's, getting mad at someone trying to protect the quarterback. But still, this late in the season, in this important of a game, you got to get the calls right here.